What is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped, back for another Optc video, and in today's video, we're taking Versa Akainu into the Forest of Training Magnetic. So this is the team, these are the supports, let's dive in. Alright, so here we are over at stage 12, I think it is, against Capone, Vito, and Grotty. Now, against Vito, Capone, and Grotty, they have 10 turns of threshold and damage reduction, so this is where we're going to have to use an Akainu special, and let's watch this beautiful masterpiece of a special. They did such a good job with the versatility animation of both Akainu and Ace, as well as their special animation. Like, they just did such a good job. I actually just sit there and I watch it every single time, whether it's the versatility, whether it's their special. It just works so well. We're going to use both the friend Akainu special and the versatility of the Akainu as well. And that way we can give ourselves a full board of orbs. We have a 2.5 times orb boost, and we have a chain lock as well, depending on how many quick orbs we've eaten. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't really been keeping track of how many quick orbs I was eating throughout the run. But like a 3 times chain lock, no matter what, is just still absurdly strong. And the amount of damage output that you can get just with the Akainu special is just absolutely bonkers. Like, it's actually stupid how much damage just the Akainu special can output. Once we pop those two specials, we are going to focus all of our attacks on our boy Capone. If you don't kill Capone, he actually blows away 2 of your random units. And because we actually did a lot of damage to Vito, we could actually take him out as well, which is great. If you don't stress. You just want to make sure to take out Vito and Grotty before the second turn. Otherwise, they'll poison you, and it pretty much spells the end of your run. But when they hit you, you get the burn mechanic, and then you just get a lot of different fun shenanigans. Now, on the next stage, we come up against Yonko. Now, Yonko has a HP cut when we enter, and he has 5 turns of defense up, so he automatically gets the burn mechanic, but you don't actually get the damage on the very first turn. With Akainu, you have to wait until the end of their turn before they actually get the damage. The preemptives don't count. Now, when I was actually building this team, I was kind of really struggling trying to get around the defensive effects, and I just eventually went, you know what, stuff it. I'm just going to let the burn just do the work for me. So this is a big reason why I actually put Capone on the team, and I think this is like the first time I've ever used Capone outside of like the treasure map around Anniversary, or around that Anniversary event where he was boosted. I don't even think I actually had him when the boosted event was on, so besides treasure map, this is like the first time I've actually ever used Capone outside of like boosted content. And he actually just, he slotted into this team just perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Because once we do take a bunch of shots from Yonko, he does like a HP cut, he gives himself an attack boost, and then he actually attacks us. And he hits for like 29k every single turn. So after sort of the first 2 or 3 turns getting hit by Yonko, we're actually going to pop the Big special. Now with Big's special, we can get a 30% health, wow, words are hard, a 30% heal, and then with the supportership form, we can get another 20%, and we can get a threshold for 2 turns. Before we do that, though, the burn does expire on this stage against Yonko, so we do want to reapply that with the versatility of Akainu. We can then heal back up with Capone. Yeah, as you can see, like, with the chiffon support, we can actually get a lot of healing, and then we actually get the threshold, which means that Yonko is going to stop, like, now that he's doing like his significant amount of damage, we can actually tank it a lot easier, as I think it's over like 3,000 is significantly reduced. And as you can see, like, he's only hitting us for like 8k compared to he's like 31, and then because of that extra 2 turns that we get on this particular stage, we can actually rely on Akainu's burn to just take out Yonko and move on to the next stage. Don't be afraid to use the Mama Shanta special whenever you get it as well. There's only one stage where you do not want to use the Mama Shanta special, but I'll let you know when we get there. Once we let the burn take out Yonko, we can actually move on to the next turn against the 2 Kid Pirates. Now, this is the stage that I was talking about where you don't want to use the Mama Shanta special. If you rotate orbs here, they'll actually give you a full board of negative orbs. But the beautiful thing about Versa Akainu is he has Barrier Pen. And without Barrier Pen, this stage is actually not possible. So you want to make sure that your friend captain has max Barrier Pen. It doesn't have to be Rainbow, just max Barrier Pen is very important here, as the Int unit will actually roll our specials back. We also get Special Binded on this stage. But if you don't take him out within like 3 turns, he rolls all your specials all the way back to the start. But as you can see with Akainu, that burn damage is so damn strong that we can actually do so much damage to both the Int unit and the Strength unit. Now, on the 3rd turn, the Strength unit is going to give us burn, which doesn't matter because we actually got lucky with Strength orbs here, but that doesn't matter too much. The idea is you just want to make sure that you take this guy out, the Int unit, and then you could actually hit a perfect there as well, but look, it is what it is. But then we want to take this guy out on the next turn. Whether you cop the burn or not, it really doesn't matter, because once we get to this stage against Killer, we can sort of still get around it. Ideally, you don't want the burn, but if you get it, it's not the end of the world. You just don't want to get the special reverse. That's the big thing. On this stage against Killer, we are going to attack with a character that has a negative orb, as he has 5 turns of damage reduction, and he has a counter mechanic. And as you can see, even I only hit 2,000, but he still hit me very, very hard. On the second turn, we're going to use the Croc special. Croc can remove the rest of the damage reduction. And then we can use the versatility of Akainu vs Ace. Alright, sorry about that. I had to reload the game because I was meant to use the Croc special before the Bardo switch. But with the versatility of Ace and Akainu, we can actually get the conditional boost, as we did take that first shot from Killer. Now we have a 1.75 conditional boost. We have an orb boost with Croc for our strength, sight, and quick characters, which this whole team is. And then we can switch into Cavendish. Make sure you switch into Cavendish last. Otherwise, you'll only have the orb boost for Bardo and Cavendish, and you won't actually have it for the entire team. So that's why I had to reload the game. On the next stage against Big Mom. Now, against Big Mom, she binds 2 of your random units for 8 turns. So you just want to make sure that Okiku doesn't get binded. Very, very important that Kiku doesn't get binded, because we do need to use the Kiku special to actually remove the bind. And then we're going to use our friend Akainu once again to rotate the block orbs. Now, ideally, if Akainu doesn't get binded, you can actually use his special first. And then that way, you can get a higher orb boost. But as you can see, even with just Kiku's special, giving us a little bit of a lower orb boost. I think it's a 1.75 for 2 turns instead of 2.5. With the just crazy captain ability that Akainu has, we can actually take this stage out easy peasy and then move on to the next stage. On this stage against Basil Hawkins, X-Drake, and Page 1, this is where most teams actually struggle, as we actually get remove sound effects for 3 turns, but Kiku's Sailor can actually remove that, which is just really, really nice. Basil Hawkins puts up 1 turn of defense up, and you cannot use an attack boost. So this is why we've been saving our Akainu special, as I do have the support of the new Kuzan. The new Kuzan actually removes 2 turns of defense up and threshold whenever you use a special. I only have him at like level 1, which removes 1 turn of defense up. So it just worked absolutely perfectly here. We're then going to get the orb boost. We're then going to get the chain lock from Akainu. We can switch with Bardo Cavendish just so we have a little bit of better color variation. And then that way we can start focusing on taking out Basil Hawkins. And then try and put the next shot into Page 1. Once we sort of pass that turn, we're going to get the burn mechanic to the 2 dinos. And because we get the chain lock and the orb boost for 2 turns, it just helps out drastically when taking out Page 1 and X-Drake. Now, Beej is actually immune to blow away, which is really, really good, as Page 1 actually blows away a random unit on your crew. Ideally, you just don't want it to be one of your captains, and if it is, just reload the game and you can come back to it. But as you can see, we can just take this stage out easy peasy. And this stage is actually normally a killer for most teams. On the next turn, we come up against King, and now this is where things get a little bit shaky. King has 3 turns of damage reduction and threshold. He also glooms us for 3 turns, binds our ship for 4 as well, which is really annoying. But ideally here, we actually want to get our versatility up and then use our versatility as soon as possible. Now, I actually stuffed this up completely, but got very, very lucky. Ideally, on that first turn against King, you actually want to like hit with like all of your colors, so that way you have the versatility ready to go. Use the versatility early to apply the burn, just to start doing more damage. As he doesn't have full immunity, you can use the versatility. But I actually just totally space cadet moded and was like, oh, he'll just get the burn when he hits me. But we are despaired, which means that Akainu doesn't actually give the burn. But again, lucky for me, I managed to save my own bacon, and I managed to pull it through. So once the despair goes away, you want to make sure that you are Cavendish as well. That way you can actually switch into Bardo. The reason you want to do that is once you switch into Bardo, you actually give yourself a Dex Orb. Very, very important you give yourself a Dex Orb straight away, as that way you actually have the orb to break the barrier. We can actually use Capone special as soon as we get this as well. And if you need to stall a little bit more on the earlier stages, you definitely can to try and get Croc special back. You could actually stall a little bit on the X-Drake Page 1 stage. As long as you stay around sort of like 27,000 HP, because you get despaired on this stage anyway, and that way you can get an orb boost to help take out more damage. But with the burn, like, you're getting 1.3 million free damage every single turn, and I have like basically given up 2 turns of that damage with that, or 3 turns of that damage really, depending on how like lucky you are with orbs going through like the Big Mom stage and whatnot. But I got very unlucky and I didn't get a strength orb, but I did manage to pick up 2 Psi Orbs. The last barrier that King puts up is actually a Psi barrier. So you want to actually try and save a Psi Orb if you do get one. And then that way you can actually use it to break the barrier on the final stage against King. Make sure you are switching with Bardo Cavendish because they actually give themselves an Orb boost every turn if you don't have the Croc special ready to go. If you have Croc Limit Break keyed, you'll actually have Croc special ready right now, which actually helps out significantly with just a huge Orb boost to literally your entire crew. But as you can see, I did manage to clutch it. Just make sure that you do use the versatility as soon as you hit that stage. On to the next stage against Kaido now. Against Kaido, he's actually immune to Psi damage for the very first turn, and he only lets you use 2 specials. Because I actually managed to clutch this, I actually still had my Croc special ready to go, so I just said, screw it, I'm going to use my Croc special. Croc gives me a full board of, or a full team Orb buff, and that way we can try and do as much damage to Kaido as physically possible on the very first turn. After turn 1, he's actually going to give us 5 turns of a burn, which is like 25k if you hit a perfect. So you definitely do not want to do that. Even with the Orb buff though, we really can't do that much damage to Kaido. But once he does hit us, he's actually going to apply the burn mechanic. And then we can just sort of watch him sort of diminish over time. Excuse me. Once we've got the burn mechanic on Kaido, we can actually activate our versatility of our Akainu. That way we can get a conditional boost for the next 4 turns, as well as getting some more matching orbs if we do see those quick orbs pop up. Now remember not to hit any perfects, as Kaido, like, his burn damage is so damn strong. Every turn he'll do around 10k, so make sure you are switching with Bardo Cavendish to get a little bit of healing, as well as some damage reduction. Once you guys get your Akainu special back, you can pop the Akainu special, you can pop the Okiku special. It doesn't really matter too much. You just want to make sure that you have an Akainu special ready to go before you hit the final stage. The chain lock, the Orb buff with Akainu is just so drastic that it helps taking out Kaido easy peasy. On the final stage against Kid, we still only have the 2 specials and the burn. He wipes away all our positive buffs because it's a full board of block orbs and is immune to defense down and delay, which means beautiful for Akainu. We can actually use the versatility. That way we get the conditional boost against the burn, which we can easily apply with the versatility, which is great. We can then use his special to rotate the block orbs into matching orbs, because we are using the versatility as well to make those orbs matching, which I just love that synergy. I think that synergy is so god tier. Finally, we have our Bardo Cavendish special. Bardo Cavendish has just been sitting there the entire run, looking pretty, saving us damage and healing us up like an absolute boss of a unit. I love that this unit has actually just sort of gotten a nice resurgence with the release of Akainu. But that's going to wrap up today's video, guys, against the Forest of Magnetic, the training forest against Kid. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go down there and belt that like button for me. If you are new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Lates!